Hey guys, what do you think? Is our self-driving trucks going to be a problem for the trucking industry, for people who are brand new in this industry or just starting off within the next 10 years? Let's discuss. So guys, this is going to be a little bit different type of video. I wanted to have start a conversation on this topic, and maybe this might be just part one of part 2 or 3, because this is a big topic and big discussion. So I wanted to get your views on it, and I wanted to share my views on it and see what do you guys think, and I'm sure people will have something to say about it. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about self-driving trucks with no drivers. Okay, now I had a conversation about this when I was at Pittston with a few people. Some people were very emotional about it, like they just got riled up right away. Self-driving truck never gonna happen, blah blah blah. This is next 20 years this is not gonna happen, and you need a driver in the seat and all that, emotional stuff, which I can understand. It's a sensitive topic to some people, but at the same time I'm thinking I want to look at it as a bigger picture and get all the details, and not just be moved just pure by emotions, but actually information and data and knowledge about what's going on, so we can get a better. Now this video is basically, I'm going to share some of the things that I researched, since I'm waiting on TNT, so I have some time available. So I did a bunch of research on this self-driving trucks that are coming up, and why are they most likely going to be inevitable to happen. And I will tell you why I say that also because of my background. Okay, so my background is in aviation, so I used to work in airplanes and all that, so I know autopilot on an airplane. I'm a Cat 3 certified autopilot technician, so I know that these airplanes they literally fly. The Cat 3C qualified airplane flies from airport to airport without touching the airplane. It's like the pilot can literally tell the computer, fly me from New York to London, and it will actually taxi, go on the runway, take off, fly to London and land, and the last portion is the pilot has to push the thrust reverser to stop the plane. So a fully autonomous, fully autopilot airplanes are there, but pilots are still there for safety reasons and all that stuff. Now, let's get back to trucking. Now, trucking is what I've studied is a $800 billion industry, okay? And now they're talking about a driver shortage, roughly about like 60,000 to 100,000 within the next few years. Now, some people say this is just a fake number, and the real reason why there's a truck driver shortage is because people are retiring and younger truck drivers are not being attracted towards trucking because of low pay, and companies are not really paying the way they used to pay. At the same time, the newer generation, the younger generation right now, they're a little bit different. They want to be close to the family. They want to have a time off. They want to go to work and come back home in the evening, and those sort of things are kind of not very conducive to OTR driving, where you're out for weeks and weeks and things like that. So a lot of factors are playing in. So I'm not too sure about the whole, what's the bottom line of it. People have different opinions, so I'm just saying it but why do I think this automated truck thing is going to happen no matter what, in the future, not right now, within a few? The reason is basically, how should I put it? Don't take me wrong. This is an emotional topic, so you might have certain feelings about it. But think about it this way, very logically. The truck driving, the OTR truck driving, usually based on statistics, is 95% of the time the OTR truck driving is on well-maintained highways. 95%. 5% is when you get off the highway and you get to the last mile or things like that. But 95% of the chunk of the driving for major OTR is on well-maintained highway. And those type of highways are well designed for autonomous vehicles with the lines and reference points and all that. Second, I'm going to go point by point based on the research I did why autonomous is going to happen. Second, the point that I was checking up on some of the detail is that the size of the truck is huge, right? So it's easier to put cameras and sensors and spread them apart as opposed to a small Tesla car. So the autonomous level of that truck is much better than a smaller car. Like you can put way more cameras and sensors on a truck than you can on a small Tesla Model 3. Okay, so that's one of the things. But let's take a human factor about it. A driver could get moody, he could get tired, he could get sleepy, he could get drunk. There's so many issues for a human factor because you're a human and you have to deal with that. But imagine if there's no human in the truck, no tiredness, no sleepiness, the truck can go on and drive, okay, within a reasonable limit. So that factor is taken away from the thing. Why is that important? Based on the statistic that I was checking up, 95% of fatalities in which trucks are involved, the result was that it was based on human error. Okay, human error. And if there is no human, there's less error. Because these autonomous trucks, basically, they can react to situation based on their statistics 15 times faster than a human can. Okay, their reaction time to look at the situation and make a decision is 15 times faster than a human, because they do roughly about 600 trillion calculations per second. At the same time, the truck that I was researching, I'm going to tell you about it, is basically they have a window, they have a distance of about 1 kilometer ahead of the truck envelope in front of it, which it maintains, and with that distance, they get a 30 seconds horizon. That means they have a 30 seconds window of figuring out what's going on. Just like in training, we were told, look further down and see what's going on. Well, these autonomous trucks have a 1 kilometer distance, which they look at, and they maintain a 30 seconds reaction time. Like they have 30 seconds to make a decision what to do. Not only that, they have radar and LiDAR, which helps them drive through fog, heavy rain, so all of that stuff they can drive through all that stuff. And since they are computerized, the acceleration and braking are computerized, so there's about a 10% fuel savings in that too. There's so many statistics I was going through. Why? Because so many people are talking about these autonomous truck, and I was like, why is it such a big deal? And I was doing the research, like, oh, okay, this is the reason why they keep talking about it. Okay. Another factor that they talked about is insurance. Think about it. The insurance for that truck would be lower. Why? Because there'll be 2 less drivers. So even though they are doing the same insurance, like they would be covered for accidents and all that, but remember, a regular truck has insurance for the 2 drivers that are sitting inside the truck too, in a team. So imagine if there's no drivers inside, I would imagine the premium for the insurance would be less, right? The rest of the premium would be same. If a driver hit another vehicle or a truck hit another vehicle, the insurance is still covering the other vehicle and all that stuff. But the inside passengers are less. And bottom line is, wherever bigger companies will save money, that's basically where the companies are going to go. And that is why you're talking about companies like Amazon and UPS and United Postal Service and all that. They have placed orders for autonomous trucks. Amazon itself has placed $6,000 trucks order to a company called True Simple. Now, True Simple is like an autonomous truck company that just was doing this sort of service with a safety driver inside there. So their truck is international. They outfitted an international, and they're working with the company International. I think it's Navistar or somebody that makes international. They work with them, and they outfitted these trucks with all these sensors, and they were doing these deliveries from hub to hub. But in December 22nd, for the first time, they did a completely autonomous trip, which means from Tucson, Arizona to, I think, Phoenix, an 80-mile distance, they covered that completely autonomous. Like the truck left the hub, drove by itself, and then got to the other hub all by itself. And they were just following the truck. There was no driver in the truck, which is a big deal, okay? Now, in Europe, they're already doing this with much longer distance, like 400-mile round trips. They have already done autonomous. As a matter of fact, here's the funny thing. In Europe, the truck had to get a license to drive. So just like a human gets a license, in Europe, that company that did the test, they actually got a license for the truck. The truck had to give a driving test to get an actual license for the truck, for the self-driving truck. So interesting. I mean, in Europe, they are a little bit further ahead. But I mean, that's basically what's happening. And plus, at the same time, people talk about Tesla. Oh, no, don't worry. Tesla electric truck is going to, come in and all that. They have a driver in there. But the thing with Tesla and this Too Simple company, the benefit for the Too Simple company, it is engine agnostic. That means it doesn't matter what engine is there. It could be an electric engine, a fuel cell, diesel, whatever. It doesn't matter. The truck stays the same. All they do is outfit the truck with their software, and they have their own custom maps, and they have like a staging center where they track all the trucks and all that stuff. So, I mean, lot of information is out there for this sort of thing. So I was doing some research on it. Now, it's not like, I mean, it's a done deal. There's a lot of things that have to be done before this actually happens. And one of the big things is the DOT in US is not gonna just let these huge big trucks fully automated down on the highway and have nothing to say for it. And legislation and all that stuff will have to deal with that. And I mean, that's a big problem, and that's gonna take a while to figure that stuff out. And another thing could be is people's perception. People are afraid of something like that. Like, I imagine when Tesla came out the first time and they had self-driving truck, everybody's like, oh, we cannot have a car that's driving by itself on the highway. It could go berserk, it could do this. But guess what? Hundreds and thousands of Teslas on the road. So progress, you can't stop progress. And another thing I'm thinking could be a problem with these trucks is, like, what if a truck get hacked? Because it's all computerized, it's self-driving. Somebody could hack the truck and cause chaos. So these are some of the things that will have to be figured out what's going on. But there's another problem which is not really discussed. This company Too Simple is basically backed by China. There's like the funding is coming from a company in China. Their thing. So I mean, and the Biden administration is looking into that and all that stuff. So a lot of things happening. I'm not going to bore you with the detail, but it's very interesting information about these self-driving trucks. I just wanted to start a conversation with you guys. I'm sure you'll leave some comments, and I might address the comments in the next video. And if you want, we can even do a live session where we can discuss about it, because I mean, this is interesting stuff for me, and I'm sure it's interesting for anybody who's going into trucking and want to know more about this stuff. So, all right, guys, leave a comment below and let me know what you think about this. This is a conversation. There's no need to get super emotional about it. It's all about discussion. It's all about data. It's all about information that we exchange. So, hey, tell me, what do you think? Take care.